Adrian Simancas and his dad Del were kayaking in the icy waters of Patagonia. Their kayaks sliced through the choppy waves of Bahia El Aguila. The sun tried to peek through the clouds, making the mountains of Tierra del Fuego look grey. It was a chilly, crisp day, just a normal summer day in the Strait of Magellan. Adrian took a deep breath of the fresh, salty air. They were expert kayakers, totally comfortable in this wild and beautiful part of Patagonia. Adrian smiled at his dad, sharing a quiet, happy moment. They'd planned this trip for months, excited to see the amazing Chilean fjords. The Strait of Magellan, a narrow waterway between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, is known for its strong currents and crazy weather. But it's also full of amazing sea creatures like whales, dolphins and seals. The water, a dark, inky blue, swirled around their kayaks. Adrian paddled forward, amazed by the huge landscape. Giant cliffs rose straight up from the water, shaped by hundreds of years of wind and waves. Above, clouds raced across the sky, pushed by the strong Patagonian wind. It all made Adrian feel tiny, but also excited. Suddenly, a shadow fell over Adrian's kayak. He looked up, his heart pounding. A huge shape was above him, blocking out the little bit of sunlight. It was a humpback whale, gigantic compared to his little kayak. Adrian gasped. The whale's mouth, like a giant cave, opened wide. Adrian watched in terror as he was pulled towards it. He braced himself, but his scream was lost in the splashing water and the loud whoosh of the whale breathing out. The kayak flipped, throwing Adrian into the freezing water. For a moment, everything went black. Adrian was surrounded by cold, salty water and the strong smell of fish. He flailed around, his lungs burning, his mind racing. He was trapped, swallowed by the giant whale. Pure fear shot through him. He thought of his dad, watching helplessly. He thought of his life flashing before his eyes. Then, just as suddenly, it was over. Adrian was thrown back into the air, gasping and coughing. He came to the surface, bruised but not broken. He held on to his flipped kayak, shaking with cold and shock. He looked around for his dad, his heart racing. Del was there, his face pale but his voice calm. "Adrian, are you all right?" Adrian could only nod, too shocked to talk. Del helped him back into his kayak. They looked at each other, relieved and in disbelief. They paddled back to shore, slowly and carefully, still thinking about what just happened. Adrian would never forget that moment. He had almost died, but he survived. It made him realize how precious life is and how powerful nature can be. He felt like he'd been given a second chance. As scary as it was for Adrian, it shows how things are changing between people and ocean giants. Humpback whales aren't usually aggressive towards humans, but things like this are happening more often. Scientists think climate change and overfishing are pushing whales closer to shore, where they meet more people. The Strait of Magellan, once a quiet, untouched place, is now a busy shipping route. Whales, attracted to the area by tiny krill, are more likely to get hit by boats. The waters that used to be safe are now dangerous. Adrian's story, though unusual, shows us how important it is to understand and protect these amazing creatures. We need to take care of our oceans and all the life in them for ourselves and for future generations. Thank you for visiting the Today Hot Wheels channel. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and like, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X and Pinterest.